So, everybody, the Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. On this Tuesday, we have TNA tonight, I Quit match, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Um, TNA, a lot of talk lately. The Harris brothers, Ron and Don, wanting to invest in TNA. Dixie wanting to remain a part of TNA and hold the 51% advantage, over the 49%. And let's, in all fairness, um, I look at it both ways. Dixie's been, involved with TNA for many years now. And God, I mean, for most of the time, she's done a pretty good job. But the last few years, the money's just not there. They're even getting thrown out of their building. They have to have their headquarters at a warehouse. It's gotten to the point now where really enough is enough. To me, either TNA sells outright, or they hold on, she holds on, and they end up pretty much closing down, which probably will happen. I even think if the Harris brothers do buy out TNA and there's more investors involved, they may want to change the TNA name. If you recall, let's go back in time. NWA, owned by the Crockett's. Great wrestling promotion. It was all territorial. And all of a sudden they decided we need to go nationwide. Ted Turner buys out. Vince McMahon's going nationwide. And thus we became WCW World Championship Wrestling, which was great. And then look what happened with WCW. They thrived there, in the late 90s. Once the NWO came around, they came close to putting WWF into heaven. Fortunately, that didn't happen because I don't want to see any wrestling promotion go down. But Vince took over, and he did what he had to do. And, pretty much is what it is. So, in my eyes, I believe that, WCW could have remained a major part of wrestling. I don't think WWE had to close them down, but they decided to. Now, for me, as far as TNA goes, it went from the Jarrett era to the Dixie Carter era. And when Jarrett was running it, he was on TV a lot, but I'll tell you, the shows were so good. I mean, anybody that watches TNA from way back in the past saw all the the superstars, the talent they had. The roster was huge, and I thought they were going to become another WCW. But Jarrett exits, Dixie comes in. Things were good for a while. They brought in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. I think they brought the ratings up pretty high at that point in 2010, but the money thing, that was spending a lot of money. And of course, we all know that Bischoff spent a lot of money with WCW, which helped really end them as well. That was part of the reason WCW was just spending money like crazy. But TNA don't have the money to spend. So what does Dixie do? If she cannot get investors involved with TNA, and, maybe they get the investors and be a 50-50 equal partnership, but I just don't see that happening. But yeah, maybe it's time to somebody else to take over, rebrand it. Like I said, we saw NWA to WCW. It worked out well. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is I've enjoyed TNA through the years. I'm not a hater of TNA. I'm not a hater of any promotion. I didn't want WWF to go down when WCW was, putting the dagger into them at that time in the 90s, late 90s. But, like I said, things change. For TNA right now, I think they need to get money. They have no stars, really, other than a few, and they need to get more. And I don't think Dixie, she has the money. She doesn't have the money. She cannot pay these guys. She can't afford to even maintain a corporate office. So where do we go from here? We'll just have to wait and see. It's on a day-to-day thing. I will continue to watch TNA regardless of what happens. You know, if they end up going down under, they go down under. Um, but you know, hopefully that isn't to be. Like I said, I don't want to see any wrestling promotion, you know, end up, you know, having to close their doors due to lack of money and finances. So we'll just have to wait and see. So on that note, this is the Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great Tuesday night. And if you are a TNA fan, TNA is on tonight. Enjoy.